Well, nearly 5 years after George Floyd's murder, the Minneapolis City Council approved an agreement with the federal government to bring sweeping change to the police department. The reforms, laid out in a 170-page document, cover everything from when officers can pull you over to who they are allowed to handcuff. Raya Katene takes a closer look.
All eyes remain on Minneapolis.
Minneapolis is once again in the spotlight as the city and federal government reach an agreement for reforming the Minneapolis Police Department.
The findings we identified in Minneapolis are severe.
Kristen Clark is the Assistant Attorney General for Civil Rights at the U.S. Department of Justice. She and other federal investigators accuse Minneapolis police of violating people's rights, using too much force, and discriminating against Black and Native American people.
This consent decree provides a clear path forward.
The 170-page legal agreement, known as a consent decree, outlines a host of rules Minneapolis officers must follow. For example, police will not be allowed to chase someone only because they ran away after seeing an officer. They will also not be allowed to pull you over for not using a blinker, having expired tabs, or hanging something from the rearview mirror. Officers will also have to avoid handcuffing kids under 14, and officers who carry guns will also have to carry at least one less deadly weapon. Some of the rules outlined, including banning chokeholds, have already been implemented, as the police department has been working under the state's version of a consent decree.
Dozens of new policies and trainings are in the process of being implemented and will soon be implemented this year.
Today's agreement was reached more than 4 years after the murder of George Floyd, but community activist Michelle Gross says changes were needed long before then.
I've actually been working for about 35 years in Minneapolis to get this to happen.
She and others filed a petition to be involved in the consent decree as community representatives.
Because we've had a problem in Minneapolis policing for a very, very long time now. I think that this is one of the roads to accountability, most definitely.
And the agreement now heads to a federal judge for their signature, and once it's implemented, an independent monitor will be responsible for ensuring the department is making the changes. Now, it is important to note that during his first administration, President-elect Donald Trump was critical of consent decrees, so getting this finalized before he takes office on January 20th would make it harder for him to disrupt the deal. Julie?
All right, thank you, Raya.